Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about walking on eggshells around a narcissist. What this is, the effects it can have on us and how we can deal with this now. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle those people or how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. Walking on eggshells is the term most commonly used when we have been trained by a narcissist to be careful of who we are around them, to be careful of what we say and do around them, for fear of reactions from the narcissist if we don't do as they please. Often this is due to the narcissist's fears. As many narcissists fear abandonment, they're going to go all out to train us through many manipulative gaslighting ways so we don't recognise what is happening to us, to become dependent on them, so it's harder for us to walk away from them. However, if we're not meeting a need of the narcissist, they will happily abandon us, which is often why we do our best to please them, not realising that they are the ones that are sinking us. Narcissists train us through many manipulative methods to shut down who we are as a person, whether that is them causing arguments, although they will often say they don't want to argue. However, whenever a narcissist is near, a drama seems to appear. They will set the environment and cause conflict, drama, chaos, arguments, and they will pass the blame over to you for causing the conflict, the drama and the arguments. So you start to shut down your thoughts, your feelings and opinions to escape the arguments, to avoid the conflict, to avoid the drama, doing all you can to please them, not realising they are the ones hurting you. They invalidate us at every turn, from the direct "you look terrible in that" to the covert "are you really going to wear that?" We question who we are, we question how we dress, or when we do make an effort within ourselves, they'll start to accuse us of making an effort for somebody else. And as we don't want to hurt their feelings, we change our appearance to suit them. With a narcissist, they will go all out to dress, to impress, to flirt with other people in front of you, to then call you insecure, call you jealous, blame you for overreacting. However, as they are the self-entitled hypocrite, if you dress for yourself how you want to look, they will accuse you of having an affair. It's that projection where they are often telling on themselves. They are treating you in this way because this is how they are treating you, which sounds very interesting, so just bear with me on this one. They treat you in a way, they accuse you of things that they are actually doing to you or thinking of doing to you. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you are coming from a place where you believe they think like you. You believe they've got the same beliefs as you and the same values as you, which is often what the narcissist sold you in the idealization stage of the relationship, in the love bombing stage of the relationship. So you have the belief that they want the same things as you. You also have empathy to care, so you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you do all you can to please them. With a narcissist, as they sold you an illusion, as they are manipulating you, they often believe you are the one coming from the place that they are coming from. So more often than not, when a narcissist is accusing you of something, it is often the closest to the truth you'll get of what that narcissist is actually doing, or what the intentions behind that narcissist behaviour truly are. So when they're trying to get you to doubt yourself, and you know your intentions haven't come from that place, you've got to stop looking inward sometimes and start recognising what that person is actually telling you. When someone hurts you and then says to you, "I've never hurt you," listen to them. They don't believe they've hurt you. They lack the empathy to be aware of what has happened in a given situation. They lack the empathy to understand how you're feeling. They lack the empathy to comprehend how their actions have affected you. And as they lack that understanding, they will do it again. Narcissists accuse us of losing our memory, claiming things that didn't happen when they actually did happen. Narcissists accuse us of being over emotional, of being too sensitive. We begin to fear speaking up for who we are because they shame, blame, criticise, judge and humiliate who we are as a person. More often than not, they do it in a way which we can't quite work out whether they're doing it in our best interests or they are hurting us. With a narcissist, they will sell you the hero to then play the victim, and you're left feeling like you're the villain. So a few signs that you've started walking on eggshells around people or around a specific person. More often than not, when a narcissist has got you into this headspace, you not only behave like this around a narcissist, you start behaving like this around other people. A narcissist will go all out to isolate you from support as they can further their control over you. However, when you begin to walk on eggshells around a narcissist, you can then begin to isolate yourself from support for fear of judgment from others, because the person you are closest to or the person you really care about is judging you, and not in a way to help you, in a way to bring you down so they can feel better about themselves. Number one, you're afraid to speak up about anything in case it causes those arguments, for fear of reactions, for fear of being shamed, for fear of abandonment from the narcissist, even if it's just those passive-aggressive silent treatments that you get from them if you don't do as they say. However, they've usually done these silent treatments in a way that you blame yourself for them. Therefore, you change who you are to try and please them, not recognising that they are the ones changing you. Fear of speaking up for yourself or speaking up for your emotions, for how you're feeling, because you always get invalidated. Their gaslighting leaves us full of self-doubts. Their gaslighting lowers our self-esteem. It lowers our self-worth as the narcissist's manipulative methods take down our standards, while they breadcrumb to raise our expectations, so that if we just work a little bit harder to please them, they will deliver on those promises they made, not recognising they're only making those promises to get their needs met in the present. And it's not because it's something the narcissists themselves truly want. And because it's not something they truly want, they're not going to deliver on it. However, they do sell it to us as though they truly want it, which what causes so much confusion within our own minds. 2, fear of making them angry, fear of them raging at us, or fear of them neglecting us. Narcissists withhold attention, affection and support to destroy our self-esteem, and we then begin to walk on eggshells to please the narcissist. The narcissist can then offer those intermittent reinforcements of play nice and deliver on some promises to make us doubt ourselves, to make us question ourselves. With a narcissist, more often than not, they believe that we are the ones at fault. They also, many of them don't want to put too much effort in. They'll put the effort in to get you hooked. However, because they are self-entitled, once you are hooked, they want to put the bare minimum effort in to get their needs met, because they believe they are above other people, and they are arrogant enough to think they can get away with this behaviour. And when people do start to wake up and step away from the behaviour, the narcissist sees it as you've gone against them. They don't recognise what they've done. And because they don't recognise what they've done, they're not going to change their behaviour because they're not aware. And those that are aware lack the empathy to care. You might fear making a noise. You might fear sticking to your usual routine in case you wake them up, not sure what mood they're going to wake up in, that Jekyll and Hyde personality, not sure how they're going to react if you turn the Hoover on or turn the washing machine on, never knowing whether you're going to get the incredible sulk, the guilt trips, the silent treatments, if you arrange to go out with friends. Therefore, you begin to stop arranging to go out with friends for fear of how the narcissist will treat you. Fear of not responding to their messages or phone calls instantly. That panic if you miss a call from them. That panic if it's taken you longer than 10 minutes to respond to a message you've received from them. As you know, there's going to be consequences and question upon question from them because you didn't answer the phone to them. However, self-entitled hypocrites, that double standards, if you call them and they don't answer, that's your problem. You need to deal with that, and you shouldn't question them. So if you call them or message them and they don't respond, you fear asking them for their reactions. There isn't that give and take. It's a case of you give, the narcissist takes. The narcissist gives only if they can take something from you. 6, you're afraid to live your life and truly be who you want to be. You're afraid to go after your dreams. You're afraid to go after your career goals. And if you're not afraid to go after them, you've had that much self-doubt placed into you, you no longer feel worthy of them, that you no longer feel capable of achieving them. The narcissist doesn't support you, they sink you. 7, fear of asking the narcissist for help for fear of reactions. However, the narcissist will expect you to help them as they exploit people, yet they are very unwilling to help you when you feel like you're in need. You might fear speaking out to others for help, fear of not being believed, because it all sounds so unbelievable when you start to work out what is happening to you. 8, fear of not making their meals right, not making it warm enough, not making it cool enough, not making it on time. Fear of when you order them some food, it turning up wrong through the narcissist's reactions when they don't get what they want when they want it. 9, fear of being judged if you speak up to the narcissist or to others, fear of judgment. Many of the reasons we end up walking on eggshells around a narcissist is through fear. Some narcissists can be dangerous. It is on a spectrum, so your safety always comes first. However, there is many people that have found a safe way out. Sometimes we have to step over our fears to find our joy. The side effects of walking on eggshells is, number one, anxiety. Anxiety is often from fears. A narcissist has placed those fears within your subconscious. So now you will be struggling with things such as anxiety. More often than not, our brain has suffered trauma from the narcissistic abuse. Therefore, our long-term memory isn't always as up to date as it should be. Our short-term memory finds it difficult filtering things through, so we might not always be aware of what is actually triggering that fear, triggering that anxiety attack. Also, our fears will have been heightened within that relationship. So we might fear things that other people don't find quite as fearful. Because of the situation you have been through, how you feel is how you feel. And it's finding the right method to work through those emotions so that you can find who you are again. EMDR treatment is a very good treatment for this. You might fear when that phone rings. You might fear a certain sound of a car or a certain make of a car when you're having a walk and spot a particular make of a car. Hearing keys in a door can trigger that anxiety. Anxiety of speaking up for yourself and speaking your truth to others. And fear of speaking to people in general. Fear of speaking your own opinions in case people turn against you. 2, a loss of self-esteem, not feeling good enough, that loss of confidence within your own abilities because you've been criticised and put down at every single opportunity by a narcissist, either overtly or covertly. So your subconscious is now trained to think you are not enough. When you are enough, you just have to take the right steps for you to start building your confidence back up. Whether that is power posing, whether that is smiling at people, whether that is starting that hobby and working through the mistakes until you can learn how to do something. Just like if you are right-handed and you start writing with your left hand, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to look messy. Some people are going to pick it up far quicker than others. However, if you give up, you're not going to achieve it. If you work through the pain, you will get there if it's something you want. If you know the outcome, get the outcome in your mind. Why do you want to do something? And then go all out to learn how to do it for you. As you start making the progress, sometimes we have to stop and look at how far we've come, not how far we've got to go. And when we can look at how far we've come, we can build on our own confidence. Confidence comes from within our own achievements. Self-doubt usually comes from others placing that doubt within our mind. So we begin to fear making mistakes. We begin to fear making mistakes because of the judgment from those around us, rather than being accepting of our own mistakes. As we accept other people's mistakes, we often forgive other people for their mistakes once too often. Therefore, we should be willing to forgive ourselves for our mistakes. With a narcissist, they don't believe they make any mistakes. They believe you make all the mistakes. Often why they hold grudges and seek to destroy people, seek to bring people down. And they will point out other people's mistakes and weaknesses and flaws because they are envious of you Therefore, they want to sabotage you. They want to bring you down. That envy means they don't want to see you do well for yourself. They don't recognise that they just need to work on who they are as a person. They believe that by destroying you, they feel better. And they think it's your fault. So they don't see any wrong within that behaviour. 3, feeling completely shut off from the world, feeling like you can't express yourself to people because you feel like people don't understand who you are as a person because you have been misunderstood. If you had narcissistic parents, your entire life, it takes time, it takes work from you to build yourself back up to find who you are again. 4, constantly apologising to other people, feeling like you need to please people to be liked, feeling like you need to please people to be loved. Also, fearing upsetting people because you know how it feels to be hurt. 5, your own inner critic is starting to sound like the narcissist within your life. All those put downs, all that invalidation, all that criticism, all that shaming, all that blaming, all that humiliation. You are now talking to yourself in the way that the narcissist spoke to you. If only I hadn't, they wouldn't. If only I did better. If only I'd have worn this. This is when we have to shift out the thoughts of the abuser and start replacing them with our own thoughts again. 6, loss of self, loss of personal freedom through anxiety, through fear of judgments, no longer wanting to go out, no longer wanting to express ourselves, no longer wanting to go after our dreams, because we've been let down that many times in the past. However, when we're doing it for ourselves, we need to not let ourselves down and go all out there to achieve it for who we are as a person. 7, full of those self-doubts, full of blame, always finding a way to blame yourself. Anything where you can blame yourself suddenly makes a lot more sense than passing responsibility back to the rightful owner for their abuse. It's easier to find a reason of why you attracted them or things like this to blame yourself when it is not your fault. A narcissist has trained you to blame yourself for anything and everything you did and they did. They will have also stolen the credit for anything you did well. Yes, we have to be aware of our behaviour. This is the difference between us and a narcissist. A narcissist isn't aware of the mistakes they make. You being aware of the mistakes you make means you can make changes within your life. However, you have to recognise the mistakes that other people make and pass the responsibility back to the rightful owner, so you're not carrying their mistakes with you, and so that they can no longer take advantage of your kindness, take advantage of your forgiveness. Forgiveness is for you. It is never to excuse their behaviour. It is not to make their behaviour right, and it's not to let them do it again to you. Forgiveness is so that you can let go and move on, whatever that forgiveness is for you. What can you do now? If you're still around the narcissist, find a safe way out. No contact is always best, if not limited contact and grey rock. 2, start working on yourself. Start working on who you want to be. Start working on the things you want from life. Don't recognise doing this in front of a narcissist, as some are dangerous, and with that envy, if they start to see you doing well, it's going to go one of two ways. They're either going to come with the hoover and seemingly be obsessed with you in that way, or they are going to try and sabotage you with the mass smear campaigns. I'll add the video up here for the 2 ways a narcissist might behave after no contact. Start working on who you are as a person. All those things the narcissist told you you couldn't do that you wanted to do, start doing those things for you. 3, surround yourself with people who understand you, who can validate you until you can start to validate yourself. Surround yourself with uplifting people, inspiring people, even if that's people online to begin with, people that give you the drive to go forward. Listen to motivational things to give you the push that you need to achieve the things you'd like to achieve within your life. 4, learn your personal values, learn your personal beliefs, and then create your boundaries surrounding those. If by saying yes to somebody else means you are saying no to yourself, it needs to be a no. Otherwise, you're going to hold resentment towards that person. Learn your boundaries. It's not the easiest thing to do, however, it becomes easier and it is possible. Learn your boundaries, learn to start saying no to people. 5, make the conscious choice to surround yourself with those who pull people up, who inspire people, who compliment people, who want to see others doing well, and start cutting off those negative people who hold grudges, who hold on to resentment, who try to pull other people down. No contact isn't the difficult bit. The difficult bit is not feeling guilty for doing so. However, you cannot help those who are unwilling to help themselves. Those that go around blaming all others for their problems are not going to work on their problems. Those who go blaming themselves for their problems and other people's problems can go and work on these and find a much happier way to live their life. Start asking yourself, what things do you enjoy doing? What things do you enjoy talking about? What makes you smile? What gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling on the inside? Because this is where your passion is, and this is where you can start to find something to do within your life, to do with that passion, to give you the joy, to give you the happiness, laughter, finding your sense of humour, whatever that humour is to you. Laughter truly is a brilliant medicine. Narcissistic abuse is far from funny. However, if you're going to stay in that miserable mindset, it is going to bring you down and keep you in that woe is me, which often narcissistic people, the fragile narcissist. You're not a fragile narcissist just because you've gone into the woe is me. You would need the traits of the disorder. And it's okay to go into the woe is me. You have been a victim, but you need to find a way to shift out of that woe is me and find your sense of humour, to find your happiness. Think about things that you truly enjoy doing and start doing them. I know I keep repeating this, but it's true. Think about the things you really enjoy and start doing them. Watch your thoughts. Take care of your thoughts. Unwanted thoughts are going to crop into our minds. We're human. It happens. We need to process that thought in the right way and either kick it to the curb, see what it's teaching us, or work through it. Watch your thoughts. Watch how you are talking to yourself. If you're talking to yourself in a way that you wouldn't talk to somebody you truly cared for, stop talking to yourself in that way. If you have a question that you're unsure of, think of it as somebody you really care for asking you that question. What answer would you give that person? Become your own best friend and start listening to your own advice. You can listen to other people's advice to get hints and tips. You're the one that's got to filter what works for you and what doesn't, and implement what works for you and what doesn't. It's your life with good intentions. There is no wrong way or right way to live your life. There is only your way. Remember, it's baby steps. We are allowed to grieve. We're allowed to cry. We're allowed to take it day by day. Life is a process. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon that we are learning through, we are working through. Some days are harder than others. Some days are a walk in the park, and it's about creating a life so that when those difficult days hit, we can be grateful for those walk in the park days. We can find the happy memories. We can find our happy place to help us through the struggles in life. When it comes to who we surround ourselves with, we want to be around those who help us through our struggles as we would help them through their struggles, and not put us in difficult times as we wouldn't put those in difficult times that we care for. I shall add in the description coercive controlling behaviour, as this explains more on how narcissists get us to walk on eggshells around them. I shall add the video for anxiety and the video on limiting beliefs and self-esteem, as these are all things that could help you. I am full for one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is in the description if you'd like to take a look at that. Thank you very much for listening, and go out there and start creating the day you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.